So I'm back out in the salt flats this morning, photographing a subject that I'd scouted actually a couple days ago. And so I'm out here in the morning, and unfortunately there's not a lot of color in the sky, but it's still a beautiful, calm morning here in Death Valley. And I have my 35mm lens on the Pentax, and I've got a 2-stop hard grad and f/22 and about a second, and it's such a nice subject. This is really an amazing area, and it's really delicate, and it's sure an honor to be here. I have the place absolutely to myself, and it's so quiet and so beautiful here, and the sun is just starting to kiss the peaks around me. Okay, so here's one more composition this morning out on the salt flats, and I have a light coming up behind me just on the mountains there, and it's so great to be here. So not a lot of color in the sky this morning, but nice light on the mountains, and makes a good background for these really interesting salt formations here in the salt flats of Death Valley. It's so calm and still here right now. The sun is just about to crest the mountain behind me. No better way to spend a morning. I'm making my way back to the car. I got going just a little bit later than I really wanted to this morning. And it's really rough walking on some of these surfaces here on the salt plain. But it's also challenging to find a spot sort of in the dark that you had marked, even though I have the GPS guiding me there. Still a little tricky by headlamp and so forth to try to find your spot, but it was a good morning. I wish there had been more color in the sky. Unfortunately it wasn't, but I think the pictures are okay. So now we're heading back to the car and on to more adventures in hopefully a new canyon that I've never been to yet here in Death Valley. So hopefully see that in a little bit. If you didn't know this was salt, it just looks like snow on the ground. That's wild. So now I'm hiking in a very remote canyon. a long time on a crazy rough four-wheel drive Jeep road. And now exploring to see what this canyon will hold. It's supposed to have polished blue walls with white veins in it, and I've just started to see the beginning of that. But I probably have a mile or so to walk before I get to the good part. Hopefully that's all. So here's my first indication of this canyon as it starts to slot up and turn blue. Nice. Wow, this place just keeps getting even more amazing around every corner. Just incredible. So the blues in this place are offset by the nice reflected light we're getting on these other canyon walls, and so I just love that color contrast, the blues with the reds. It's always nice when you can find that combination of reflected light and cool colors in these canyons, and this is just an excellent example of that. Wow, this place is just amazing. I don't know if you can see that. Just this beautiful blue everywhere. Wow, that's really something. But I'm about to run out of time. Got a long way back on a really crazy road. It's going to be tough in the dark, but we're going to have to do it. So mostly I've been using my 45 to 85 on the Pentax, and f/22, and several seconds, no filtration, and the images are coming out just beautiful. Just love it here. So now it's time to make our way back to the trailhead, get in the Jeep, and head back to civilization. The road to get to Marble Canyon is one of the most difficult and challenging I've ever been on, and we could not have done it if we hadn't rented the Jeep from Farabee's in Furnace Creek. I can't recommend them highly enough. The equipment is wonderful, big tires, lifted, and these Wranglers are really set up to do exactly this. And get you out in the middle of nowhere and do it safely. The people at Farabee's are terrific. They give you a cooler of water and ice with every rental, and you get a spot locator beacon, so if something happens you just push the button and they'll come get you. It's absolutely the way to go. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I'd rent with them again in a heartbeat. I'll leave a link in the description below. It is the right tool for the job,
to get you into any one of these remote and difficult canyons.
Thanks for watching this episode of my winter trip to Death Valley and Zion National Park. I had a great time, and I sure hope you're enjoying seeing some of the locations I visited and the photographs that I made along the way. I have another episode to share with you next week, so I hope you'll tune in for that. And please subscribe and share and like, and I hope to see you next week as we explore some more of these two exciting Western national parks. See you then.